Now the ultimate power in the universe.
Sharing the love, spreading the light in real time. Friday night love stream.
Very happy to have a guy we instantly resonated with. Unbiased and on the fence. I'm talking about Shane C. Robinson. And his purpose is to rise above the worldviews that are designed to separate us so we can unite as one.
Sometimes you have to sort of take a step back, and I think Unbiased and on the Fence is a really, really good title for your show, because you are in the central point when you're unbiased and on the fence. That's what it means. It doesn't mean you're indecisive. It means you are taking the central point and you're seeing the multiple perspectives.
Unbiased and on the fence.
If you haven't checked Unbiased on the Fence, go and check his channel out. You might like it.
This is Dan Hofel from Talk is Cheap, and you're listening to Unbiased and on the Fence with Shane Robinson.
If this much sincerity enters your life, come to this much. What I know, I know. What I do not know, I do not know. I don't believe anything, I don't disbelieve anything. I'm willing to look at everything. You will become a sensible human being.
Have you checked out our website?
Visit us on the web at uotf.net. You're listening to The Love Stream.
All around the world in real time.
This is Shane with Unbiased and On the Fence. You're listening to the Friday Night Love Stream.
Your calls, your stories, on air. You're listening to the Love Stream.
Sharing the love and spreading the light all around the world. This is Unbiased and On the Fence.
Unbiased and on the fence.
Welcome everybody. It's the Friday Night Love Stream. So glad you guys could make it. Feeling great this evening. So I'm wondering if anybody made it out to the Austin premiere of the Mandela Effect movie. I know I talked with Angie S. and Diane, and they didn't get to see it. But our guest on Wednesday, Lauren, she made it out, and she had nice things to say about it. She actually got to speak with the people with the movie, and we're cross-promoting the conference with the movie maker people, so I think it's awesome. Collaboration. She said they're definitely Mandela affected. They're just sort of trying to figure things out. And they just tried to portray the movie in the best way that they could. And so, yeah, there was some positives and negatives that I heard about it. But at least they weren't trying to portray people as being like off their rocker or anything from what I hear. So that's a plus. They actually used quite a few actual Mandela effects. I'm really excited about that as well, because anybody who hears maybe the Berenstein or Berenstein Bears are now the Berenstain Bears will go and look into it and have their mind blown if they had those books as a child. Now, it's funny that Suso and I, as well as another, someone who commented, said they'd never even heard of the Berenstein or Berenstain Bears, any version of it, until the Mandela Effect, which I thought was interesting because they've been around. And, you know, I have 5 kids, so it's not like I wouldn't have seen them or anything. So really excited about that. But it does release on December 6th to the general population, and it will be released as video on demand, which I'm super excited about that because I don't really like to go to the movies. So at any rate, let me put all of the numbers up on the screen for all of you people all over the world. Anybody that wants to call in? See here. Yeah, so even with the 2 reviews that I got from the movie, it was interesting that I think a common comment, I think, was the lack of spirituality in the movie. But I think Lauren made a good point that it was already so much to take in. They were just probably not wanting to just pour too much on. So I don't know. So we'll just have to see when it comes out. It's only a little over a month away. Still time to register for the Mandela Effect Conference, the West Coast Mandela Effect Conference, which is set for this coming we're less than 2 weeks away. And so real excited, November 8th, 9th, and 10th. Keynote speaker Cynthia Sue Larson, which I'm super excited to be there speaking and meeting with her and talking with her. Hopefully we'll have some time to sit down, maybe, I don't know, do a little quick interview or live stream or something, along with Lauren Pavelka, who was also here. Chris Sinatra will be there, the quantum businessman, you guys might know him as well as Dark Wolf. He's going to be there. And an artist, Kim, which we're going to have Kim on Monday, Monday afternoon. So we do have our Monday night show still with Paranormal Frequencies, Sherry and I. But in the afternoon, we're going to catch up with Kim, and hopefully she'll have some artwork for us to check out. I know she doesn't want to let too much out the bag because it's going to be a surprise display there. But it's only $15 if you can get your ticket for the entire event. $15. You're going to get a free copy of Lauren's book, which is awesome. I read it. You guys need to check out our interview we did on Wednesday if you haven't already. And of course, our book is available. You can just search Mandela Effect Friend or Foe in whatever country you're in, and it should come up in your local Amazon right there. At least it comes up right at the top here in America. Actually, you can just put Mandela Effect and it comes up at the top, which I was super excited about. Thanks to you guys searching and buying and everything. So we're all a team here working together, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys doing what you can with helping promote this and everything, because it's cool just to see everything lining up like this in a synchronistic way. I know some people remember the movie came out last year, and so it's like the fact that it's being released this year is a Mandela Effect for them, which is really cool. Of course, you've got to have a Mandela Effect with the Mandela Effect movie, right? But people say they expect the different actors and everything. I do know that in 2017, I was expecting it the next year. I think they said it would be released in summer of 2018. I just sort of set it on the back burner and waited, and, hadn't really heard much about it until, just recently. Now it's coming out. So I think it's perfect timing because we just got our book finished. Of course, Eileen and I and Paulo and Vanessa Va, all YouTubers. And we've got our book out. It just came out. It's now an ebook as well. So if you did get a copy of the printed version, you can actually get the ebook for only $1.99. That way you can click through to some of the links and the sources that we have in the book, which we just checked them just a month ago. So all the links are still working. So definitely want to check that out. And what else do we have on our plate? Let's see. I guess that's all as far as announcements go. Let me look at my schedule because we do have some shows coming up. Okay, so I told you about Monday. Let's see what else we have here. We're going to, of course, I'll be back Tuesday with Michelle. On Thursday, though, which is Halloween, we're going to have a special Paranormal Frequencies Halloween afternoon special show. So look forward to that. And that's just about it. Let's see if I can go to the phone lines. No one here yet, so let's play a little Wingmakers, set the mood a little bit. Love the Wingmakers.
What do?
righty, you guys. We're going to the phone lines. We have Danae. Where are you calling from, Danae? I forgot to ask you.
I'm in Springfield, Oregon right now.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a Instagram page that we're going to be discussing. So anybody on Instagram can go check it out at Eden's Links. That is spelled at EDENSLYNX. And you'll see her name, Danae, with a... sorry, I didn't know how to put the accent above the E, so it's kind of like after your E. But
it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, so yeah, it will come up as... There was a few different Eden ones that came up, but look for the one that says Danae B with it, and that will be the... And you'll know by the artwork. This artwork is magnificent. It's so beautiful. Can you... Okay, let's, I guess, start with talking about what exactly this artwork people will see is all about, because this is beautiful.
Okay, now this takes a little bit of explanation.
No problem.
Because,
we got time.
Okay, it took me a long time to figure out what was going on, and now I'm almost 5 years into it and going, wow, I've been posting the art for the last couple of years, and it's really been coming on since 2017. In a nutshell, what is going on here is I can take a picture of anything and hold a question in my mind or a thought or anything, or sometimes, my eyes just focus in on an item and I'm like, okay, I need to take a picture. So I go ahead and I take that picture, and then I get into a meditative state and I manipulate that photo.
Wow.
And when I get an off signal, all of that, it turns into this swirling mess of something that I don't even recognize. And I get a feeling inside of me that says, okay, that's it, stop, and I go ahead and I follow that. Mm-hmm. And then through a series of different applications and different things that I've been led to overlap, what I end up getting is a story of several different layers. The top layer is everything that was just going on, okay? Mm-hmm. We'll get, like if I took a picture right now, Shane, I would probably more than likely get a picture of a microphone in there. Wow. And it's very much like picture charades that go on, so you start to be led from this dimensional space yourself. Mm-hmm. And when all of a sudden...
Wait, I think I lost you. Are you still there, Danae? Let's give Danae a second. Let me see if she's still connected here. Nope, we lost Danae. I'm trying to figure out a way I can get this up on the screen. I'm just not set up to show. Let's see. Okay, Danae, you can call right back. I'll hop you right back into the call if you get this. It happens sometimes. I'm not sure. And I will try to figure out, because this art is beautiful. I'd like to have it on the screen while you're describing it. So one sec. I'm going to fade back in Wingmakers for a moment here, and while I look for this, one sec. Okay, 1 second. I'll play this here. I just don't want dead air in here while I'm trying to figure out how to get her artwork on the screen. Okay, I got Danae's artwork up here, so let's look at this while we wait and see if she can connect back in. This is beautiful. So she's able to somehow manipulate this. I can't wait to get her back in here. Okay, she's calling back, I see in the chat. But look at this. This is fabulous. It's like fractals. It's like a kaleidoscope. Very beautiful stuff here. Let me see if she's back. One sec. Oh, her phone went kaput. Well, we'll see if she can... The phone lines are open, so if you can get back in here, go ahead and let me look at this for a second. I just don't want to miss you hopping back in. Let me see if I can move this into a different screen. That's what I'll do. Let me move her down. Move the call center down here, and then that will allow me to keep an eye on that. Okay, so... Okay. So yeah, this looks awesome. Make these bigger. Really wild. Yeah, I'm excited to see how she does this, or the process that happens. Oh, wait, I think she's back. Are you back with us, Danae? Oh, no problem, no problem. We're checking out your art here. This is beautiful. So I think it just cut off with you. Oh, actually, you're delayed a little bit, so you're 15 seconds behind. Which one was it? Okay, I just switched to the blue one, so it should be popping up. This one here? Yeah, it is. Do they? I guess they don't have. You can tell me the number of the one that you want, because I'm on the second one now. Oh, no problem. Yeah, connections through art and energy. So I see the blue one. So if we're counting the one with the title on it, and then the blue one was the second, and
you can see the outline of, or maybe you can't, in number 2, in the background that I was not present. The third picture is me looking out the window and freaking out pretty much and seeing everything. And I could see the cat actually had it. Let's go to the picture number 4.
the yellowish one?
Well, yeah, okay, sure. It's almost the same one. Let's go back to the pink one right before it, because what you're going to look at the very top of that is you can see a cat head. If you were looking at the full one, the ears are there and everything else.
Oh, okay.
And then right in the middle, if you zoom that in, what we're being shown is the cat is a death trap.
Do
you see the trap?
Now, is it under the play button? Once I went big, it added a play button to it.
Oh, no. Are you on the video?
I'm on the... let me go back. I was on the one that you said before,
okay.
the yellowish one.
Okay, so go to the yellowish one. The yellowish one's fine.
The
that
fourth
way
one,
we
okay.
both know we're on the exact same one.
Okay.
Because that is what I did. You can actually look at it. You can see the shape of a trap that's open and set, and you can see the shape of a skull. So that's them playing charades and saying your cat's a death trap, Danae.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you keep on going, once again, it gets into the dark one. I don't know if I picked the best story. And then it was the actual crossover that went light, and you can see the bird flying out and going through dimensions if you get to the white one. I don't know. If you can see it, some people can really see it right away, and some people are like, yeah, nay, I don't see anything here.
Right.
So,
yeah, I have a problem with
then,
overseeing stuff. So, like this one here, the one I'm on now, the one before this was dark in the middle. Now this one has a shape in the middle, and I can almost make out what looks like a lion head right in the middle. I can make with the ears poking up and the eyes and the whiskers and the mane and everything.
That's what they call, the lion's gate.
Okay. Yeah, this
there
is really clear to me.
You
That's
see?
beautiful, too. That's really beautiful.
Yeah,
even the third eye seems to be sort of highlighted.
So, and then all of a sudden you start to get chills, and that is how these things are coded by the angelics or by however this is, and it's actually helping people wake up, and because they're seeing the different dimensions.
This
and then
is so awesome.
If you
so just to kind of get into, I guess, the nuts and bolts of how, so you just take an image and then you like meditate on it and it actually manipulates the file, or do you have to manipulate it?
I take a picture, okay? I take a picture and then I'll take that alone time, that little bit of time. And then what I do, the thing that is the absolute best about it is I just release. I just go into this, okay, this isn't going to make any sense to me. Because how this started years ago, it was very, very unusual. I mean, really sincerely unusual. Because I had lost my dad had died. And my dad had a long and slow death. He was on dialysis. So we had the opportunity to really, really talk about this side, that side, and everything. Well, I had told him, I'm like, okay, Dad, when you get to wherever it is that you're going, I'll stay as open as I can possibly stay. And if you can communicate from wherever you're at, do it, and I will do this. And then all of a sudden one day, like I was saying in 2017, in November or October, I was sitting there going, wait a minute. I'm bored, I'm playing with my phone, I didn't know what I was doing, and all of a sudden this picture manipulated on me. And I was like, oh, I've never done that before. And then I leaned forward to actually get something off the table that was in front of me, and there was a group of people that were around, and they were talking, and and that's kind of part of the conversation, but I was bored with the conversation because I really wasn't in the conversation. So I was just kind of playing around. And I leaned forward at that time, and all of a sudden the phone flipped, and I saw a face looking back at me. And I was like, holy. And I doubted it. I doubted it 100%. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I did this. And when I got this thought that was like, I wonder if I do this, and I'm like, well, I don't even know how to... What am I talking about? I don't even know anything about technology or anything, and I do it, and all of a sudden I know how to do it, and it shows me a picture of a cat and a dog, and it was basically what this lady was just saying in the conversation that I was bored with.
Wow.
And I was like, that didn't just happen. So when you were talking about synchronicities, I'm like, boy, have I got a synchronicity for you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's happening over the top of it. Every single time, take a picture, and it's synchronistically showing us everything. We're at the point now with it, like I was saying, we can actually take a picture and we can get predictive. We can ask a question about the day. You know, sit down in the morning. And I'm like, okay, let's take a picture. My eyes focus in on something. I take that picture. I manipulate it, and it tells me pretty much what's coming throughout the day.
Interesting. That's
Usually,
really cool,
though,
because
on
I've been
hindsight-
noticing this feedback that you're talking about, this constant feedback with everything else from, you know, conversations you overhear people walking by, and or you know, a radio station you'll flip and the DJ say something, or an ad will say something, or a bus stop ad. I mean, everywhere. I mean, you can almost feel crazy at times because you feel like you're getting this constant feedback from, you know, reality or the Matrix or whatever people want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why my final hashtag on everything is hashtag you should be me for a day.
That's
you
good.
know, seriously, because
Right.
you know, and you can say that about your reality when that's happening to you and those effects are happening. You can look at somebody and go, yeah, you should be me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in any
Well, I think
case,
anybody that pays attention will see it, don't you, Danae?
you either pay attention or you pay for tension.
Right.
You have options. There's always choices.
I like that.
Yeah. So in any case, that's really what I wanted to share with you and be able to say, yeah, this is happening, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, let me flip through a few of these other ones here. Now, this one just looks almost like a blurry sort of light image, sort of greenish, sort of whitish, but
Okay,
it does
so
have some
that's the
shadowy
one-
shapes.
Okay, so that blurry kind of white image, if you saw the whole thing, like I said, Instagram cuts it up, that is actually a bird flying through the keyhole. And you got the keyhole, it's making it out, and it's going through the gate.
Okay. Very
Okay,
nice.
so, and then when you go to the next one, this would be like the peephole one that I was telling you about that tells you everything that leads to this. And this was very difficult for me to get because it was right in the middle when I ended up getting it, and I think the pixels on it were less than 200. It was very, very minute. But if you look at it, what they're showing is the cat is at the top part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the bird at the bottom of it, and you've got the rainbow bridge. In between them, you've got the frogs. So this is just the jump between cats and birds.
Wow, I like that.
Okay? It's the cycle between the two. And that's when I actually wrote what I wrote. So I'll just read it to you because I try to leave it. There are some people that don't like to read it. There are some people that just like to look at the pictures and stuff. So I go ahead and I post, and then I try to do a video. So in this one was yesterday's, and with this I bid farewell to a friend once again as a Saturn-Pluto conjunct teams up for the main events in our daily lives. Today our new cat killed one of our two blue jays, the Todds, whom have lived here for over 13 years. What does the heart do when a friend kills a friend and a friendship so long held so dear? The pictures help today, showing once again that it's a cycle between cats and birds. Farewell, Todd. Until next, the links. Hashtags. Eden's Links, Walker, Guardian, Bird Tribe lost for us today as growing pains continue bringing awareness of death traps exposed. Thank you, you cool bird, for all the years. Anyone want a junior cat? Just joking. And night, kids. You should be me for a day.
Wow, you've got some that really look like faces down here. Like this one looks.
That's just it. They come out. Let's go back here. I'm going to try and find a date, and we're going to scroll down and through. And there's some people that you might recognize. Here's the name of somebody that you might know. You might know Allison Coe.
Mm-hmm.
Allison and I have sat and looked through the pictures and stuff like that, and she's seen an awful lot of it. So whenever Allison is up to something, it seems like they're very much paying attention to what she's got going on up there in Portland as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's due to proximity of where we're at or what, but you can't stop the hookups right now.
Right.
Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
You're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to integrate. Go with it.
Okay, so anywhere where you see a bear in these, that was my dad when he was a radio man for over 40 some odd years when he was alive. He was known as Papa Bear.
Mm-hmm.
And when I continued to see the bear over and over and over again, I was like, okay, my dad is coming through. That's as simple as this gets.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody really believed me until I started doing pictures for people in the family. And then even my mother, that my dad had, they had divorced when I was 7 years old. My mom didn't believe me. I said, take a picture. She did. I went ahead and I did it. He gave her enough information in the pictures that she was like, okay, that's enough, Douglas. And then she wouldn't tell me. But he showed her enough that it was stuff that only he and she knew about. And that's what's very interesting about this. It tells you what's in the dark corners and back recesses of your mind. And you don't have to verbally be doing it. It knows. So it's like, okie dokie. So the one I want to try and, January 9th of 2018. Can you scroll down to that one?
Are these sorted in the order of date?
They're in, yeah. Just keep on scrolling, and January 9th of 2018, I think there'll be one that you recognize. And this is when I just about popped out of my shell and was like, holy smokes. But you're going to like this one, because this is where they really started telling me what was going on. And it's a full-on blue avian.
Okay, I'm in October. I need to go back some more. Let's see. Wow, you've got a lot of them in here. These are amazing. They're all so unique, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you being that you sketch for angels.
Yeah, right.
It really only hurts when they shake you.
Okay, I'm in April 9th of 2018, so we're getting closer.
Okay, so January 9th. Keep going back. And you'll see the blue face looking right at you. And then I'll explain to you what they were trying to show me there.
Okay, February, we're almost there. I'm trying not to go too fast because I know people are like, I want to see it. Don't go too fast. So I'm just kind of taking my time going down through here. Okay, this one is January 9th?
January 9th.
2018.
You'll see it. Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely looks like some kind of blue. This is a blue. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see the beak.
Oh, yeah. And you can see him looking through the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
okay.
neat.
So what you're being shown right there in the middle is an overview of the CERN Hadron Collider.
Okay, so these sort of mandorla shapes or almond shapes in the middle, or sort of like the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the actual collider. If you were looking from above the collider, yeah. So that's what's doing it. This is one of the underneath ones that I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
That they're going, this is what's going on, and you can see they're ripping through the dimensions with it.
That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's really cool that it almost looks like it's just sort of like a kaleidoscope, but the bottom and the top are different. So it's not just, it's a very unique pattern, but it's not just a repeating or reversed pattern. It's really cool.
So that's what's happening.
So this is cool. So how often do you create these?
Daily. We're over 20,000 pictures right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, a couple down from there. Let's see, this date is January 5th. Now, this looks like some sort of bird creature to me.
Yeah. Oh, the top and the bottom. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You've got the avians. And you've got the kachinas. And that was one of the things about it. There's so many different things that they're trying to tell, and what they're trying to have come through. It's the kachinas, it's the angelics, yes, but I think there's an overlap because of that bird tribe theme that goes through it. I don't know if that's my own personal bloodline that I don't know anything about,
Right.
or what? And it shows for those different stories. And my dad was that's just it. Like I was saying, this is stuff that good little Lutheran girls aren't supposed to know.
Right.
Don't you know?
This one looks familiar. This almost looks like, let's see, this date is December 26th of 2017. Now, I can almost see some overlays of different faces. This is amazing, though. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, and a lot of these, I was just posting the one at the day on that particular day, and people were going, "Wait, you're missing the whole story," because I didn't know how to put it out there.
Right.
Do people just want to see the pretty pictures? Because there are a lot of people that once they started to see it, they're like, "Ooh, she's into something I don't like," and I started losing friends. And then when family members actually started to see that they were getting busted in their own dang thoughts, you lose even more friends.
Right. But that's one thing that I wanted to bring out, because I thought about this a second ago. I've been noticing how our perceptions can be altered as well. So where I might look at a cloud and get a perfect image of something, others will look at it and they won't even see it. So I imagine this is probably happening a lot with this artwork, that
exactly
the people get it right away for them, and they almost feel like everyone can see it, but everyone can't see it because it was really tailored for them. Their perception of it was open, or their eyes were open to the message.
Right.
Within
now,
the artwork.
One that you have up from December 26th, that was an actual bad Christmas experience where we were actually lied to during that particular one. And if you look at it, that is the lion in general.
Yeah, the blue section looks almost like a female lion. The sort of the blue section, yeah.
Yeah. But then you can see that it was a lying by omission, one of those things.
Right.
Where you kind of get some truth, but no, it was lying in general. Right. And you can see the general, and you can see the skull of them saying, "Yeah, that one's dead to you." That'll be enough of that.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, they're asking in the chat how you do it again, and she manipulates the images. You can look at something, then you focus and meditate on it and manipulate the images, and it creates these patterns. Is that the best way to describe
basically,
it?
and then I'm led to a stop. It's just kind of that. It's just a feeling that's on the inside that all of a sudden you stop, and they're like, "Yeah, all right," and then you follow that inner guidance for the next one. Now, what do you want me to do? Now that I've stopped, now what? Flip it, or turn it, or do whatever it happens to be, and then you just continue to. I just followed every single step that was inside of me.
Right.
And even when I was like, I don't even see how that could turn into anything. And you go through all the self-doubt stuff. That's what actually makes it so it's a very screwed up story, and you won't see anything. But the instant that you release and you just go, "Yeah, I don't see it, but I might." And then all of a sudden you're led, and boom, 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 boom. My ultimate goal is to get this stuff out there so that if you have it on a T-shirt or a coffee mug or whatever it is, and you're going through a crowd or around a bunch of people, like he said, you never know when somebody is all of a sudden going to be like coded up.
Right. Just trigger something, turn something on with them. Right.
Right, exactly. So my job is to do the art and do everything I can to get it out there and to help people to know absolutely that you may not be seeing it, but it's there. I've told people all for many years, I'm like a blind man in a room. I know what a table is, can't see it. I know what a kachina is.
Right.
I can't. Yeah. When all of a sudden you understand. And so
Miranda's wanting to know what kind of camera. Is it just a camera phone, right? You said it was on your phone, right?
It's anything. It's on my cell phone. It's just a simple old Motorola Droid. Or an iPad. Yeah.
Wow,
So,
I don't know, this is the second one you posted from November 28th of 2017. Now this looks so three-dimensional here. Like you can see this face coming out, really big
yeah,
lips and eyes, and that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, they play. And they are big. They're big, like the Egyptian ones that you see, and you see the little guy that's etched down on the side, and you see the great big ones outside the temples of like Hathor and stuff like that.
Exactly,
These
that's
guys are
exactly what it
big.
reminds me of. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Mayan. Oh, Mayan. What a
Yeah.
good time with that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Even the leaves and stuff around it, growing around it. It's exactly the
Yeah.
feeling I
And
got from it.
yeah, exactly. So, and that is actually, I don't know that I put on there what that was. Yeah, it's a bee. Go to your third picture. If you slide to the third picture, you'll see the original.
Let me back up here. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, okay. So the one
So
from
usually,
December 6th?
yeah, that,
A
well, it was
blast from the
November
past?
28th. Or
Oh,
whatever one. You
maybe
have
I
the
went.
Mayan one up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to go to the original one you were talking about. I think. Let's see. That one
Yeah,
is
just go
September
to
30th.
the third one beyond that, on that Mayan-looking one from it's. Well, that was that. There's my logo.
Okay, this one is December 13th.
The
What
one
date am I
right
looking
before
for?
that was the one that I was. Go to the one right before that, Shane. There you go. Oop, no,
Well, you're delayed, so
yeah.
you're looking at me like 20 seconds ago. So you got to tell me the date. That's probably the easiest because
Okay,
I'm looking at
the
December
Mayan
13th.
one, the November 28th, 2017, the second one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm back on the Mayan one. Okay. Oh, is there 3 within this one?
Yeah, they're always.
Oh, okay. I was confused. I didn't realize there was. Oh, I got you. This helps. Okay, so this is what it started out with. Okay, sorry, I wasn't realizing. I was hitting the arrow way to the right, and there's one inside the frame I can hit. So I wasn't. I
There
was
you go.
missing. Okay, so now I got it. So we go to the Mayan one. I flip back. What's this transitional one in between? Is that sort of just how it went from that to that to that? Or?
Yeah, that's the like peephole one. That's the one that is, I told you about that would be down and underneath of everything that led to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A dragon. I swear I saw a dragon. And that one, and yeah, I don't know how to really explain everything that's going on here. I just can tell you that it's happening.
Right. Well, we can see it's happening, and this is amazing looking. I think people in the crowd are just like wanting to try it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
so if somebody wanted to try it, what would be their process? They take a picture like you have of this one here. That's a bee, and that's in your phone.
That's just it. I don't think I should give that away. Do you?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Because it isn't anything that anybody else has been doing. And I might end up writing it down or something like that. But, yeah, and I really haven't tried to explain it to somebody else and sit with them to be able to take them through that meditation that I go into. But I think anybody could probably do it. I really honestly do. I
really think that as unique as your images are, that anybody else, that they would probably create something completely different that's unique
they
to their
probably
experience.
would, so I don't even know. And that's what I want to try and get a little bit more dialed in on, because we're coming to a time that all secrets will be exposed, right? So there isn't really a secret. I'm not trying to keep a secret, but I want to make sure that what I'm telling people works, because I've seen that it works for me.
Right.
But if we can ultimately teach everybody to be able to go, yeah, I don't know, my gut is telling me something, and they can actually take a picture of something and do that for themselves and get their answer, well, that's empowerment.
Right.
That's a powerful tool. I just want to make sure that, I haven't seen anybody else doing it. And like I said, I don't talk to a lot of people about it so that I'm not surrounded by anybody else doing it. And I haven't heard of anybody else doing it. But what you do is you go ahead and take a picture. Manipulate that picture however it is. Maybe you don't even want to manipulate it. I've had ones that turn out that you don't even manipulate. You just start to overlap, twist, turn, overlap. Throw on a filter, throw on a mask, throw on another overlap. Do whatever it is that your gut is saying. And all of a sudden you get this feeling, and it's like, stop, okay, I'll stop. And then you start getting this picture, and then that picture, and then this one. And it's a leading process. You can tell everybody how to meditate, and everybody's going to meditate totally different. So I don't know. I wish I could tell you more.
Right. Well, at any rate, it's beautiful. Ooh, this one looks like a butterfly almost. I'm so glad I know. Well, see, now one of the pictures I saw had a bunch of dots across there. I could have looked at the images, so I need to go back through.
Right. And I think one of the neatest things that has been, one of the neatest things about it is when people lose a loved one. Mm-hmm. Because it knocks you into a remorse. It knocked me into a remorse that I had no idea. I had no idea that my heart was going to be like that. And then all of a sudden, I'd be thinking of my dad, and I'm just about ready to lose it again. And it took me a long time to figure out that was happening when he was actually closest trying to get my attention. Mm-hmm. So being able to help people take a picture and say, you lost your mom, I'm really sorry about that. Let's see if she's talking to you. And every single time that I've tried to help somebody, the other side has come through and really, really been able to give the person, some sense of an answer they were looking for, a security that they were looking for, that, their loved one wasn't gone. So that's been one of the neatest things about it. And
absolutely. I want to go back to this one. Let's see if... Oh, okay, that didn't have extra dots. I know one of the ones that we looked at had more transitions between them. Very nice. So, wow, I mean, you've got quite a few of them posted here, so you have quite a few you haven't posted, huh?
Oh, yeah, I've got a lot that I haven't posted. A lot. I try to make it as, you don't know what another person's going to see. I know what it means. I can, I think what I need to do is take it a little bit further for people to actually say, when I see this in a picture, and when I see this in a picture, I see this in a picture, this is what it kind of means. Because it is very much like playing a game of charades on a daily basis with my dad. Mm-hmm. Looks like, sounds like, kind of is like.
Right.
So.
Very neat. I'm trying to find another one that we can hear a story about.
Okay.
See what stands out to me here. Because, let's see. This almost looks like, let's see if you wrote anything. Happy Friday, kids. This is March 23rd, 2018.
March 2018. Who knows? We're a couple of years. I mean, you're looking at my diary.
Right. Right. What a better way to encode your diary, and I mean, it's encrypted,
Yeah, get out of my closet.
I love your encryption. Wow.
You're going to look at the page and you're going to go, whoo, Danae was messed up that day. I'm trying to find the date. What date are you on?
This is March 23rd of 2018.
Okay, I'm August.
Yeah, it almost looks like, it looks like a cute little Furby or something, like, I don't know.
Well, let me get to the cute little Furby. April.
It's got the little ears poking out. It's got a really colorful lower part. that almost looks like a claw of some sorts or something. Not a scary looking claw, but like a talon sort of. I don't know, you know. It's, you know.
Look at it. March 13th?
March 23rd. Yeah, it's
23rd.
black all around the
Okay.
edge, and it's mainly just in the middle.
Okay. March 19th. Okay. All right.
It almost
What
looks
you
like it
have
has
is
little
Papa
colorful
Bear.
horns on it, too, or something at the top. I
Right.
don't know.
Okay. So you've got Papa Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And you've got up there in the middle the Hispanic guy. He's almost like a, what do they call those? They made a joke of it. Nacho Libre.
Right?
Right.
Okay, up between
So-
what looks like two big eyes,
Right.
at the top there?
Right.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Right. So you got Nacho Libre coming through with Papa Bear
Mm-hmm.
through the dimension, and what you have is the colorful lynx claw.
Okay, so that is a
see the-
claw.
That is a claw. That's
Okay.
the lynx paw. So that's Papa and the paw.
Oh,
Papa
nice.
Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Papa and the paw.
Well, I caught that. Yeah, I definitely caught that. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Let's see if you had one
You
on my
know?
birthday here. Let's see. March 22nd, March 21st. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Let's see if you had on March 30th. Let's see if there's a birthday one for me since we're just right there.
March 28th.
There it is, March 30th. Here's my birthday. This is awesome. This
Oh,
looks
that was a
beautiful.
good one.
Yeah, it is a good
That
one.
was a really good one. In fact, I ended up making that one into an actual poster for somebody.
Yeah, we're back to the energy wave that is coming in to transform us on levels yet unimagined, though known by heart.
Known by heart.
Yeah, I can simply repeat again. High vibes and kindness count. Hold 2 high thoughts to every negative. Try it. You'll love the results. Have a great weekend, kids. This is beautiful.
There you go.
Ooh, I see a little face in here. Ooh, it even looks like almost like a Indian dream catcher here in the middle. There's a lot of
There
really
you
interesting, cool
go.
shapes. Yeah.
There you go. Ta-da.
Oh, there's almost like an angelic figure that looks like it's standing in the middle too. The hands
Right?
kind of out a little bit.
Right.
there's a
So
lot
now
in here
then
to
what
see.
you would want to also look up is this all came out of a picture of a whale in the top of my greenhouse that I took.
Oh, let me scooch over because I forgot about these. There we go.
So you
That's
would
what
want
it
to
came
look
from. Holy cow! How did you
at
make
a
that into
totem
that? That's
of a
amazing.
whale.
Right.
Yeah, so you would also want to today, since your synchronicity is finding that today, you would want to look up the whale
Mm-hmm.
and see what that brings to you. And any
Right.
totems, any animal faces, anything in them, and you'll see that those are the ways that they are guiding through this stuff. My job is to make the art and put it out there. And then Crew's job, those angelic beings that I work with, it's up to them to lead it to where it needs to be.
Very nice. I appreciate you calling in and sharing this art. This is beautiful.
Oh, I appreciate you listening and taking the time to try and understand this craziness that I call my life.
It's awesome. So yeah, anybody that I did paste her link into the chat so you guys can check her out. Once again, if you missed it, it's on Instagram at EDENSLYNX. And if more than one pops up, you'll see Danae B by it, and that's the one that'll get you to her.
Yeah, and in Native American, my name means the people. And if
very
you
nice.
pronounce DNA as if reading a word, it actually is my name.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder where I was going to be working.
Right?
So there you go. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for calling in. Lots of love and light
All
to
right.
you.
You too. We'll talk
Have a
to
good
you
one.
later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, beautiful artwork. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I don't know why Instagram doesn't work right on the computer. You have to do everything from your phone. It's kind of annoying, but hey. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines here. Let me get my screens all straight here. Okay, 661 area code. You are live. Who am I talking to?
Hello, Shane. It's Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
I told you I'd call you on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And I just finished, and I had my first BQH session.
Oh, nice.
For my
How'd
birthday.
it go?
I feel fabulous. We just finished up. I mean, as soon as we finished up, I jumped on and you're on, so it was like perfect timing. I was like, yay! Yay!
Mm-hmm. So you're feeling
was,
relaxed and...
Yeah, I feel energized and just, she's going to send me the recording because I don't remember a lot of it. So, I don't know, is that pretty normal to not remember it? I mean, because this is the first time I had one. Now, I know I'm going to be giving them, but I thought that we would, they might remember some of it. I mean, I remember, like, the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember I woke up, kind of came out of the trance when I guess she called in Shannon. Shannon was lingering about, and I started crying. And when I started crying, it kind of pulled me out, and then I became more aware. And then she said, go ahead and use the restroom, which I did, and, clean myself up. But when I was in the restroom, I was like, whoa, I'm not all back. I felt kind of swimmy-headed, like still in a very relaxed state. And she said she put me right back under real quickly. And
yeah. Some people don't even remember taking a bathroom break. They're like, oh, yeah, I forgot I got up and went to the bathroom. I'm like, yep, and you went right back in.
Yeah, but the only reason I did is because I started crying so hard that I kind of pulled myself out. So it was like I started crying so hard. It was like I felt that heartbreak, like that knock at the door just happened again. It was like, but it wasn't as severe or anything. But I feel fantastic. I mean, and the healing stuff, and I thought it was like 15 minutes of time, but it was almost 2 hours. It was an hour and a half, or hour and 45 minutes, something like that. And I was like, what? No.
So you're gonna have to listen back, huh? Well, I think
Definitely
what you'll find
have
is
to listen back.
You'll listen back, and depending on how it is, some of it it might be completely foreign to you, like it doesn't ring a bell. But some of it might be like now you remember it, now that you're reminded of it, like as if you had a dream that you didn't really remember until you were reminded of it. So sometimes that happens, but it is uncommon not to remember. Most people do. At least it's more of a meditative state for most people, and it just helps them connect in. But it is, they're aware most of the time. There might be little things that they forgot about because they were so deep, but most people remember. So yeah, that's uncommon. I think 1 in 30 or something or like that. But I've noticed that the percentage is way higher in our group of people that can go real deep and
because
really
we
connect.
meditate.
Right.
You think that helps?
Oh, definitely. And we're all more connected with our, higher self too. So that helps a lot, because I notice people kind of plug in where they are consciously on the conscious level they're at. So if somebody's sort of in the whole fear-based thing, they'll get their message delivered in that way, because it makes most sense to them. And instead of trying to rewire their whole worldview, they just give them the information in the way that makes the most sense to them. So that's why a lot of times we'll get what seems like conflicting information, but it's not really like that at all. It's the information was given exactly what you needed in the way you needed to perceive it best to help you along your path. So that's why every session isn't really for everybody. Most of them are individual. Sometimes there's messages for the group, of course, but if it's about energy hitting the planet and things like that. But so did you get to spend time with Shannon at all in your session?
I saw her, and she was telling me that she was sorry, that she'll see me again. And I just started crying. That's all I remember about that part. Now I do. She told me that I guess I do have some alien DNA. I don't know. I was on some ship somewhere, and I've been taken there before. And I had talked to Eileen about an incident that happened when I was 5 years old. About that, I went out and I was playing on the playground that was in the apartment complex, and then I woke up in the back of my mom's station wagon. She had just bought a brand new, like, Malibu, I think it was called a Malibu station wagon, and I woke up back there with crayons and a coloring book. Well, when I woke up, it was dark out, and I was walking up, and there was police everywhere. And I was like, oh, my gosh, what happened? And then the police were looking for me, and they looked back there, and I wasn't back there. So I wanted to ask what happened there, but I had forgotten that I had broken my collarbone. I was chasing after my brother because he came and took one of my toys or whatever. I was playing on the porch, and he was 7 and ornery. And I was 5, and I chased after him, and he jumped over this little bench. Well, I tried to jump over the little bench also, and when I tried to jump over the little bench, I got my foot caught, and I landed, like, on my side, and I snapped my collarbone, and it was, like, sticking up through my skin, and my mom was at work, and my sister, who was only 8, who was in charge of us, and there wasn't cell phones and stuff like that back then.
Right.
So apparently it was, they took me to relieve the pain and expedite the healing process. But I completely forgot about the breaking the collarbone, or that my collarbone was broken at that time.
That's
so
funny. I broke my collarbone when I was little. I was excited. My friend showed up, and I went and slid on the sheet on a parquet floor with, concrete underneath, and I started crying. My mom thought I ran into the TV, but I didn't. I just hit the floor too hard, and I didn't understand at the time. Well, she's like, "No, you're going to the doctor right now." But my collarbone, she must have been able to see it poking up or something, because she even though I cried, because she said, "No, he's going to have to go home," and I dried it up because I didn't want him to go home, but she still was like, "No, we're going to have to go to the hospital." So we ended up going. But yeah, I broke my collarbone too. That's interesting.
Wow, that's very synchronistic, and on my birthday too, serendipity.
Yeah.
Well,
one more thing too to add to what you were saying is that the alien DNA or hybrid, as some might call it, that's come up in several sessions. Just so you know, people don't really want to talk about that too much, but yeah, that's come up.
No,
for people.
it was odd.
Yeah.
She's asking me, I guess, to describe it, and I was having a hard time describing it. Because when you don't have a reference. Like, I don't have a reference here to to do a comparison.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I do a comparison? I've never been. It didn't look familiar to me in my consciousness, my conscious mind.
Right.
So anyway, so I was up there, and I thought it was me apparently, but it wasn't. It was somebody else, and so they were talking or whatever. So she was talking to them, and then. Yeah, it was amazing. And to go from that tired, like that relaxed, and then to feel this kind of energy afterwards, it's like, whoa, wow. I mean, what a service, and I know you do this too. And, I'm going to be doing a couple people over the weekend. And then, of course, I'm going to be doing the lady that did me. It's a swapperoonie type of a deal.
Nice.
So I'll get to see it from the different perspective. But she says that time goes just as fast, and it's just as enjoyable for the practitioner as it is for the person having the session.
Absolutely.
Have you found that? Yeah? Okay, cool. Loving it.
Yeah, I've had like I was explaining with John's BQH. It was just wave after wave of just chills being washed over me, peace and love and all of this, and it was so powerful. And as a result of that session, I was like, I think our clairsentience is being turned up, and I still think that's the case because I've had other powerful sessions too, but this really took it up a notch with John. Of course, he meditates daily, he connects daily, he creates this beautiful music daily, so he's
John
connected
Benny?
in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, John Benny. So yeah, I could
yeah,
totally feel it. Yeah.
He's awesome. He's awesome. I use some of his music that he's given me, and I love it. And I love his daily videos. When I wake up and he's got one posted, I listen to that, and man, what a way to start your day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I recommend a dose of John Binney when you first wake up. If he's got one up there ready for you, which is usually the case when I wake up from where he's located, it's there by morning. Waking up to, getting my caffeine and a good John Binney song, and yeah, my day's on the right track. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you, John, for all you do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I know, man. He is amazing. Well, you too. Are you getting excited?
Oh yeah,
for your trip?
Yeah. I just try to stay excited about everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what?
Because I said I try to stay excited about everything because, so many times I'll look back and say, why didn't I enjoy that more while I was in it? So yeah, I'm definitely excited. You would think I'd be nervous about getting up there, but no, I'm like, I joked at that get together about, sort of, I was acting like I was freaked out or whatever, but I was pretty relaxed there with Eileen and everything, and everybody was so loving, so it was a pretty relaxed thing. Easier than getting up and singing in front of people, But I did realize
at Mandela.
No.
Sing? Oh.
No, I used to get up and perform, and I'm just saying, like, with that, there's so much that, if you mess up something, it's like, it's way different than if I just stumble over a word during a presentation or something like that. That's not near as big of a deal as playing a wrong note or forgetting a lyric to me, So to me, it's more relaxed. Well, I heard who
your roommates are and everything, who you four boys bunking up. I'm sure it's going to be boys' slumber party all weekend. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to all be troublemakers. I see it. I already see you guys just wreaking havoc, especially you four. Guy Fawkes, Suso, Dan, and you all together. Trouble. No, you're going to have a blast. You're amongst good people, and you're going to have a good time. I'm not going to make it this year to that, but maybe next year, possibly, and probably if he does it again. I love his website. His web design is, very user friendly and stuff. So, yeah. And I'm glad you're going, and you'll do a wonderful job with speaking. You're Mandela affected, so that's kind of partly what launched you into getting us all together.
Absolutely. It woke me up.
So, yeah, it's a jarring experience to find out that the world is not what you think it is.
Oh,
it's kind of like,
fun.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's fun, though. It's fun when you can get over the initial shock of it. I totally see why people freak out at first. I freaked out, but not in a fearful sort of way, just like, what the heck? It's like I woke up in a sci-fi movie, So it was more of an excited sort of what the heck's going on. But life, why I told you the story when I was on your show, that how I just came out of my dark night of the soul. So for me, I was reaching for anything, and this was the perfect thing to add that spark to life when everything had sort of become mundane and meaningless and all of that,
Yeah, it's just life is much more than just punching a clock and paying our bills. There's so much depth and so much that we're here to learn and experience and grow, and unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness is the ultimate goal, and learning to just be, to sit in that and allow your gifts to flow. It's just, that's what we're here to learn. It's what we're here to do. But there's also people that come in and actually have a harder job. They come in to be like the negative people, like, I don't know, like when you think about those rulers and stuff that are really cruel to their people, they actually don't have the connection or don't get the connection. At least I know as what we're doing, we have a hard time. We have a lot of kickback, and a lot of people will push against the very flow of what's going on. Okay, but we still have those moments that we do spend time with Source, with Creator, with Higher Self, and feel that unconditional love and have those information swaps where, we get those downloads of wisdom. We don't know where it even comes from, Well, we know it comes from a higher being, but, we start to understand it. Well, when they decide to come in for those kind of roles, they don't have that connection. They're even farther away from Source, farther away from God. So they have a harder time with connecting. I mean, you can always change your mind because we have sovereignty. Mm-hmm. But it's not as easy, for us that, came here. We can connect easier, and it's much harder on them. So, you kind of got to look at it in that perspective. And when you look at it that perspective, how could you be angry with them? Because we get to feel those moments of clarity, those moments of peace and balance and love. And for them, they don't. It's not the same. They can only get it from a spouse, and if it's not coming from the spouse in a healthy way, you know what I mean? They can only get it from other people where we can connect directly to our Creator or to our higher self. So it really kind of puts things into perspective.
It really does. Yeah, one of the things that I found is pulling back and realizing that everybody's serving a purpose, and a lot of the people that we look down on as being like these evil rulers or these ruling families that treat everybody a certain way, when you really consider, if you just look at one individual in that group, what they were raised in, the family they were raised in, the things that they were taught from the time they were learning to speak, and that's really goes for anyone. I mean, from, someone that might strap some explosives on them and walk in somewhere and take out a bunch of people. I'm trying to use words that won't set off the algorithm. I know you understand, Michelle, but you can see how
set that dinger off all the time.
Yeah, right. But I mean,
the
even
algorithm
like somebody
that loves me.
That's one of the things that, if you really look at that, you can see how, they sort of were railroaded into what happened, so to speak, just by how they were born and what they were raised in and how they were taught. And, did they really have a chance to do something different? I mean, maybe, but, for the most part, they were primed for that role, so to speak, that role that they're going to play that actually helps advance
they were even groomed in life in the 3D.
Exactly, yeah. So,
but there can actually be a light worker born in the midst of them that can still connect with Source and can help be like a way shower for them to help pull them and guide them along.
Absolutely,
but it's their sovereignty. So just because you're born into a family like that, it doesn't mean we don't stand the chance. But I've been putting out posts about discernment and stuff because there's a lot of spiritual abuse and things like that going on. And I'm talking about, like, from what I was brought up around and then the things that, occurred like a decade or so ago, which are still things that are going on today. But for some reason, everybody, it triggers people, and it has nothing to do with them. It's like, what are you talking about? It's nothing to do with you. It's about, the guy behind the pulpit telling me that I'm going to go to hell because I touched something that I shouldn't have touched. That spiritual abuse, that, that fear, that imposing fear on everybody and just wanting to, keep everybody under control using fear mechanisms when, God is all love. I mean, there's nothing to fear. There's really nothing to fear when, exactly how you are, whatever side you're playing in the dualistic school that we're in now. He loves you unconditionally, and unconditionally is unconditionally. Doesn't matter if you've got your gifts rocking and rolling. A lot of times people that get these gifts don't even really want them because they're a mess to deal with. When they click online for you, you're kind of like, they can turn your world upside down. So you just be happy and live your life to the fullest and love everybody, and just that would be, if I could pass one thing along to people, that would be it. Love everybody unconditionally. Even if you don't like them as a person, you still can love them unconditionally for the part that they're playing in your life, and then accept it, forgive it, and then move on. And you just move on. You don't have to hang around with everybody. You don't all have to be around the same water cooler. You can walk away. That's our sovereignty, and that's our right. But we do need to learn, if we want to be like Christ, for example, which is what we were brought up, when those teachings first came out, they were pure, and then they got corrupted. But it was love thy neighbor, love thy enemy. That is the whole of the law. You know, there's nothing else that needs to be done. So if you're walking and sitting in that, there's nothing else that you really need to do. You just need to be. Just be, and you know, everything will be great. You know, and when we move over to 5D, you know, the duality and stuff's still going to be there. From what I've seen the place. I just can't describe the place. You know, I can't. I'm not an artist like you just had on, man. Wow. The art you were showing from the caller right before me. I mean, that was mind-bending. I was seeing images inside of images inside of images on what you were displaying up there. That was like, wow, you know, to be able to do that. It's like one of those pictures where you relax your eyes and you can see all kinds of things, and, you know, but,
yeah,
anyways,
I even saw the bear as I was scrolling through that she'd been talking about. Like, oh, there's the bear. It stood out to me plain as day. So,
did she put one up today?
If you check out her, I don't know that it was up today, but I did show some. I finally got it to show on the screen, and that was one of the ones that when I took it off the screen, I just noticed a bear. I looked over, and it just stood out to me.
From your birthday? But I know you were looking for your birthday.
Right, I did find that one. Actually, I
I'm
forgot.
not an Instagram person. I've never used Instagram.
I think I have 2 posts on there, 2 rainbow pictures I posted over, like one in 2015 and then like one just a few weeks ago. So yeah, I don't really get on there either.
So she's on Instagram. You'll probably post her link again, or somebody can.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
in the chat.
Find it.
Yeah, it's
See
awesome.
if there's something for the birthday, even if it's from last year's. I still want to check it out because it would still be relevant, because time's an illusion also. And I'm going backwards, by the way. I hit the mile marker last year, remember? Now I'm going backwards.
Oh, yeah?
I've decided. So the numbers are going down, and hopefully my body will follow suit. That's what it's supposed to do. That's its job. It's supposed to listen to me, so listen to me. I'm getting younger.
Well, I think, you know, a lot of us, you know, we hate on our body a lot, you know, like we just don't like the way it looks, or, you know, we're not fit enough, or it's, you know, but if you really think about it, our legs, if your legs are carrying you places, and we have plenty of reasons to love our body down here. And I think if you're sending it love, like Dr. Emoto's work we discussed a while back, you know, just we're full of water, so you don't want to talk hate to yourself. You want to speak love to your body. It would treat you much better.
Yeah. Exactly, and it was even proven with a dry product, with rice. You know, so even the areas of our body that aren't water, you know, think of them as rice. Exact same outcome, exact same experiment. So speak love to your entire body, to all your cells, all your atoms, all your organs, everything, and, you know, don't accept that you have to suffer. Don't, you know, we are in a free will place. Things happen, accidents happen. That's part of this place. That's part of our expansion. That's part of our learning and growing and understanding. But, you know, at the same time, we don't want to, you know, put our hand inside of a beehive, you know. So, but I'm just surprised that the people that it's not supposed to affect at all are getting triggered, and then the people that, you know, it's kind of like, you know, get off your high horse type people, stop abusing people on a spiritual and a soul level. It's not affecting them at all. It's like, okay, what am I doing wrong here?
Well, speaking of affecting, are you being affected by any of these power outages, PG&E out there? Any of the fires or anything? Are you safe where you're at?
We're completely safe. Thank you for asking. We have not lost power. Now, we were supposed to be on the list to lose power. This county is on the list to lose power, but we haven't lost any power, and I think it's because when we got transferred out here, I had a friend, a best friend since 6th grade from a different part of California, two best friends. Both of their names were Jennifer. One went by Jenny, and the other one Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
All three of us moved to this same area around the same time. Well, my one friend Jennifer was dating a guy that lived here for several years before she moved up here, which she's married to him now, and she lives in one street over from me. That's how close we are. Just about the same distance that we were when we were children, which is pretty amazing in itself. But she told me what area where the better schools were, because my kids were in school and things like that. So we're in a newer area, and when they're doing new builds, code is out there, and they are inspecting and making sure that everything, the transformers and everything, are up to code. It's once they've been there for a while by, paying off politicians and to keep code off of them, so they didn't have to maintain and keep up with the equipment. It's those areas that they're having to shut them down because code is out there, and if they're not passing code, they need it needs to be shut down, inspected, and then it can go right back on if it passes. If not, it needs to be fixed immediately. And some people that lost their power at midnight, they found out the day before they were going to lose their power. The power was shut off at midnight, but by noon the next day, over 60,000 homes had power back because it was that fast. I mean, they're not messing around with this. And wherever the areas are that the power's out, they're coming back on. It's just code's not leaving, and they're not leaving the job site until all the repairs are done. It passes code, and then they turn them back on again. So it's not meant to be a long ordeal. Keep your refrigerator shut. If you've got a small generator, plug it into your fridge. Just make sure you got flashlights, or even some of those battery-operated LED lights are enough. But as for our area, it was just built 10 years ago, honey? Yeah, about 10 years ago. So our transformer and everything, we actually watched it being built. So we know it's okay because
so it's
code
more
was
up to
out
code,
there.
right? That makes sense.
Yeah, because code was out there. They were.
So the older areas, the older infrastructure is probably really what they're having to focus on.
Yes. And then also I noticed now is they're doing multiple roads at the same time, which is kind of hairy-carry trying to get anywhere, because they're closing down roads like crazy and repaving them and bringing everything up to par. So everything, but they're doing it so quick. They're not taking 6 months to a year to do one side of a road. It's like they're doing it in tick-tock time, and then that road is open. It's all new paved, new painted, they're even doing new parking lots, and so they're really giving California a facelift big time. Well overdue, but they are getting the work done. And as for the fires, we saw one that was a control burn on a farm, and it hit the news as a wildfire. And it was by one of those transformers, but that transformer was turned off. It was one of them that was shut off, so it could not have started the fire. But, of course, it was on the news that it did, and it was a wildfire, but it was a control burn. Get the dry out after the cows graze, and they move them, and you know how that works. And then the other fire, I think, was to the south of us, and it didn't impact us or anybody that we know of. And my folks, my aunt, my uncle, and my cousin all live in different areas of Southern California, and none of them have been impacted by any of the fires. So we're doing good so far. So far,
awesome.
so good.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
everybody's not
so
as lucky, so let's send our thoughts and prayers to those who are having to deal with fires and power outages. I know, I think, was it
Oh yes,
Nancy said that?
definitely.
I think Nancy said that Marianne, who calls in, was at risk of.
Yeah, I got that message from Jenna. Yes, we need to send prayers for Marianne. Yeah, because she's
And anyone else
being
out there. I know
impacted.
Otz goes there. I know we got quite a few people in California, so let's just send our loving prayers and just pray that they'll be protected and safe and hopefully not affected
Yeah,
too,
now that's
too much.
a little more southern. So,
Yeah.
and you got to realize those are older areas too. You're talking about down by San Diego and stuff like that. Those are, older areas, and the older areas they were paying them off, and they were not having to have them inspected because they didn't want to put the money into them. But they're doing it now.
Right.
One good lawsuit gave them a good kick in the butt, and they're off and running.
Well, that's one of the things, if you really think about it, though, it's better if you can somehow, I mean, if something happens and it takes out the infrastructure, then it's going to take way longer of the power being off. But if they can sort of check everything, figure out what needs to be replaced, kill the power and replace it and put it back on, then ultimately people are going to be out of power less than if they just put it off. So.
Or it burnt completely down to the ground,
Oh, yeah.
and a whole new one could be
Exactly.
built. Yep.
Exactly.
You're
yeah,
right.
if it causes the fire,
and
then that's
we
even
always
worse.
want to be sending healing energy to the planet, and to protect everybody. Not just the people that we know, but even the people we don't know, because nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to have everything taken from them. House fires are very traumatizing because you lose everything, family photos I couldn't imagine losing all of the photos that I have of my daughter now after losing her, knowing I can't take anymore. So, when you think about it, these people, have treasures like that in their homes, and it's not that it's about the things, it's about the sentimental things, the irreplaceable things, that these people, they may live through it, but then they lost all of their memorabilia, and that's traumatic. So, yeah, we put a hedge of protection around them and shield them with love and light and into the planet, and that everything goes smooth, and these like a little patch of rain just starts to rain down right on top of the fire.
Yeah, calm the winds.
Calm the winds and just put the fire out, because the earth can do it. Gaia can do it. But we just have to want it and put the intention in and give her guidance. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, I will let you get to your next caller. I'm happy I got to your birthday and really excited about your trip. Now I heard Dark Wolf's going to sneak us some clips, so I'll be keeping my eye out for those, and enjoy yourself, and you'll be a wonderful speaker. I really want to see it if you break out in song. If you break out in song because of habit, that would be great. You start talking about the Mandela and you start singing it instead. La 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 la. I was affected by the Bernstein Bears furs. And then it was my Bible.
Right.
Yeah, your stage presence all of a sudden comes back into your memory and you just start singing it all. That would be cute. All right. Well, bless you so much, and namaste. Have a good day. And
yeah, happy birthday to you. I hope the rest of it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I woke up to a big bouquet of flowers. I just had an amazing BQH session. My family's coming up this weekend, so it's it's a birthday that's going to keep on going all weekend.
Perfect.
And
well, enjoy yourself.
I'm heading back into your chat room.
Okay.
All right, Jane. Love you much.
Love to you. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Let's go.
You're listening to The Love Stream.
Unbiased and on the fence.
Alrighty. I'll get back to the phone lines here. Oh, they hung up. Let's see. You can call back in. Phone lines are open again. I'll put the numbers back up on the screen, though. That's the wrong one. Let's see. There we go. International. And keep in mind, if you're somewhere else and none of these if the phone number doesn't work for your area, you can actually just get on the computer and go to the website. That's actually down in the description below. Let me tell you what it is in case you can't see it. It is talkshoe.com/show/love stream. That's talkshoe.com/show/love stream. And if you have a mic on your device, then you can just call in that way from the actual website. If not, you can use the phone numbers provided for the area you live in. Awesome, awesome. Well, another big happy birthday to Michelle. I'm so glad she got a BQH session today. I'm so glad she's going to be actually doing sessions. That's all wonderful. I will give the caller time to call back in. Relax.
What do?
There we go. Oh, you gotta love that Wingmaker's music. I love it so much. It sure does set the mood. Okay, gonna go back to the phone lines. Jody, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody. I have a Mandela effect I wanted to tell you about. Memorial Day weekend, traveling with my mom to go see her brother, which is an hour away. We went to go to the grocery store, and the whole building was not there.
What? Whoa, the whole building disappeared? Wow.
She was there with me, and she was like, it's not. She's like, where's it at? She started freaking out. She won't talk about it no more. It scared her.
It does freak people out.
Yeah. And then a couple of weeks ago, we were traveling up there to see her doctor, and the hospital my daughter was born in no longer exists.
Wow. These are some huge changes for you guys.
Yes.
Now, they haven't come back? They're just gone?
Gone.
Does it look like something else has been there the whole time, or is it a filled? What is it now?
When I was looking for the hospital, I couldn't find it, and it's not there. There's nothing else in the place of it. Wow. But the grocery store, I don't know if it's still there or. Hold on, let me go outside for a second. I don't think it's still there. We drove by it, and it's not in the place it's supposed to be.
Wow. That's wild.
We both had goosebumps. It was like, what the heck is going on?
Now, okay, so you couldn't Google map it or anything? I mean, it was just like it's never been there?
Yes. No, I haven't looked for it, but yes, it's not there.
Okay, I just asked because I was somewhere looking for a tire place, and I Googled it, and then I got to where it said it was, and it was nothing but a field there, and I'm like, I thought, was it really there at some point, or is this just wrong, or what? But it just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. That's why when you said that, I was like, man, that might have been what happened, because it was so strange. It was just the field, and I'm like, it looks like it used to be something here.
Right.
That's wild.
And the longer I'm listening to your show, the more effects I'm like, there's buildings and stuff that disappear and other things are popping up in their places. And I thought they were just rebuilding the town I live in. Mm-hmm. But other people are saying, no, things are disappearing.
Right. Yeah. I've also seen like things appear but they don't look like they just built it. They look like they've been there all along. Like the signs are older looking. It's not like brand new paint and brand new. It's just been there, but it wasn't. So that's wild. So your mom did she see any of the other effects, or was this like sort of her first one?
These two were her first.
Wow. So that's some big pills to swallow, isn't it? Big red pills to swallow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So she just doesn't want to talk about it? Because I've come across that with other people. Like, I don't know, people that you would think, I've had a few people that I was going to have on the show to talk about it, and they didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to go there. They're awake. I mean, they don't even need the Mandela effect. They're already awake, but they didn't want to go there with it because it just freaks them out a little bit too much.
And that's my mom. She's a psychic medium too, like me. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, no, I don't want to talk about it.
Wow.
Because she thinks she's losing it.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I was like, I got to get the word out because people are going to think they're losing it, and I got to let them know that they're not. It's like we all see it. Don't freak out.
Right. Oh.
So what's your idea? Michelle was asking, is it a store you guys go to frequently? I mean, yeah. Is it
the grocery store? Yeah. Get this. The grocery store that we went to was in a little town. And there can't be any more than 1,000 people in this town. It's probably less than that. Mm-hmm. So, and it's an IGA, and it's supposed to be there because it's always been there my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not there anymore.
Was there a replacement somewhere else in town? A small town like that really depends on that one store in town like that,
Right. We didn't even bother to look because we were running late, and my mom was like, no, we just got to go. She was like, I don't understand what's going on.
Oh, my gosh. That's so exciting. So then it doesn't freak you out, though, right? You've seen them for a while?
Right. Yeah, for a while. And I wish I would have been writing it down because the more I listen to your show, I'm like, there's so much that's been going on that I wasn't paying attention to, that I freak out about. It's like, wait a minute, I know it was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually preparing my talk, and I remembered somebody coming to me wanting me to cut out a Chevy decal for them, and they were arguing with me about the shape of the Chevy logo, and I'm like, you can I'll make whatever one you want, just pull it up on the internet, because I didn't know about the Mandela effect at the time, but this person was like arguing, and like I already had the Chevy logo that's like a common thing people want, so I just had to pull it up, and he's like, that's not right, that's not what it looks like, those lines in the middle shouldn't be up and down, they should be slanted like the sides. And I was like, no, it's not like that, and I didn't want to argue with them, but I'm like showing them the internet and stuff here, typical non-Mandela affected person trying to make, and that guy he was Mandela affected, but he didn't know what the Mandela effect was clearly, or he would have known, he wouldn't have been so confused. But he looked on his phone, and then he goes, I guess I'll take that one. And I was like, okay, all right, so I'll cut that one for you, blah blah blah. So yeah, I noticed. And then somebody with Thanksgiving also, they were like, I thought Thanksgiving was the third Thursday, and I'm like, I don't know, I just always look at the calendar and see when it is. I don't know about the third Thursday thing. And they're like, yeah, it's always the third Thursday. And because we're having some type of Thanksgiving event at the flea market because of Black Friday and all of that. So, he was just confused. And so I've come across people that were being affected by the Mandela effect before I was, and they were confused. And I'm sure this has happened all over, but people just don't realize. They think, well, they just didn't know, or they're confused about it. So it's just a lot of confusion surrounding it. So I think getting the word out is so helpful,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we had...
I've been looking at the calendar. I'm looking at the calendar right now.
Oh, do you remember the third Thursday thing before, or no?
I don't remember now. I don't remember now. Now I'm like, what's going on? Oh, crap. Well, and then the reason why I don't remember is because every couple of years, every 7 years or whatever, it falls on my mom's birthday.
Mm-hmm. And when is her birthday?
So, because her birthday's the 22nd of November.
See, the 22nd, her birthday would still probably fall on that every now and then. I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Third Thursday. Fourth Thursday. I think they made it okay, so they made it to where it can't be the last day of the month somehow. I forgot how they made that happen. But like this year, I think it's on the 28th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on the 28th. So let's see, 22nd. So yeah, can it fall on her birthday anymore? I guess it can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's one thing to look at, because I know, I thought I remembered it like on the 18th and stuff like that when I was back at school, 18th and 20th and earlier. I just remember there was more than a month left between Thanksgiving and Christmas, but sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes there's less than a month.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even some confusion when you look at the past. I mean, it was like the third Thursday, and then it went to the fourth, and then some people wanted to go with that. Now, this is like back in 1939 or something, so this is a long time ago when all this was going on. So that's not what we're experiencing now. But you can see sort of this weird history of it that doesn't really make a lot of sense of how we got to where we are right now. But yeah, it's the fourth Thursday. I think that's what it was. They were going to make it the last Thursday of November, but then they decided to make it the 4th, because if it's the 5th Thursday, then it would be on the 30th. That's what it was. Yeah, that's
right.
what it was.
Okay, I see that now.
So yeah, I mean, we got Thanksgiving coming up. Do you remember Stouffer's stovetop stuffing?
Yes.
Like, who doesn't remember Stouffer's stovetop stuffing? That's what I feel like. You can still find recipes, but now it's always been Kraft stovetop stuffing. Now, if that isn't a mind blower, I don't know what is.
I know, that one doesn't make sense.
No, I think Kraft, I think cheese, not stovetop,
Yes.
So yeah, we're coming up on a lot of them. And, I mentioned a couple of Christmas Mandela effects the other day, which is really funny because Daryl and Pam, the truck drivers, emailed me and are like, hey, it's in my books, and I start looking around for it, and now it's, you can find Deck the Halls or Deck the Hall. You can find it both ways, and you can find both ways on the first day of Christmas. My true love sent to me instead of gave to me. Now you can find both ways. So at first when I looked it up, it had totally flipped. Now it's sort of flip-flopping. So I don't know. Keep an eye on that for Christmas. It might flip back completely, or who knows.
Yes, I have to start writing things down so I know what to look for.
Yeah. So what about your abilities? Have your abilities seemed to ramp up or anything since with all these energies coming in?
Oh, yes, definitely. Let's see. Back in March, I had reconnection healing done, and then I started seeing past lives, and I hadn't seen those before, and I never even bothered to try. But I was doing a reading for somebody at the shop I work at in St. Louis, and I started seeing their past lives, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then the next thing that started happening was I could just look at somebody and tell what lifetime they brought in to learn the most from, or the fact that they brought those lessons in to learn from, or that now I'm losing my train of thought here. It's like not your powers, but oh crap, I'm going blank.
Like abilities, or you mean?
Yeah, like you brought your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
That you're the most stuff that you know, your wisdom and all of that stuff. I started looking at people like that and would just be able to tell off just looking at them.
Right.
Which was really different.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, that's cool. Can you tell any abilities I have by looking at me, or does it have to be in person?
You know what? I haven't never tried to do it on the phone before.
Well, I mean, like when you're watching a video of me or something?
Oh, really? I haven't really been trying.
Oh, okay. Because I hear people talk about auras and stuff like that. So, I figure people are always sort of keeping an eye out for that stuff.
Oh, no. My rule of thumb is don't read anybody without their permission.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's sort of like etiquette, right?
Yes.
Good etiquette.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I heard Magenta Pixie talking about that. Like if somebody's a public figure, there's only so far you can do with reading them, but other people you get their permission. Otherwise it's like you're being intrusive or something.
Right, exactly. I could try another time when I'm not nervous, because I'm like really nervous. That's why I never called in before. I get real nervous when I'm on the spot.
Oh, this is relaxed stuff. You're in good company.
Okay, so maybe some other time when...
Yeah, that'll work.
When
I
I'm
didn't mean to
more
put you on the spot. I just thought you might have got an intuitive hit about something or something,
Oh, if I do get something, I'll let you know.
All right, awesome. Well, that's super. I'm glad you shared that Mandela effect. Is there any other personal ones that you've experienced, stuff disappearing and anything like that?
Oh, that's been happening to me since 1999.
Oh, really?
I'll put something down and it'll disappear out of thin air. And then I was taught by my teacher to tell whoever took it or whatever took it to put it back. It doesn't belong to them.
Let's see.
And then our excuse around here is if something disappears, and it went into the fifth dimension.
And it'll be there waiting for you, right?
Right.
That's awesome. So yeah, I think it's the personal ones trip people out. Like I've talked about cars disappearing and stuff, and it's so amazing how it's so hard to wrap your head around something, even when you see it happen right before your eyes, just to believe what you saw. Like, well, maybe I didn't see that truck right there. Well, what did you see? Or that car that passed me that night, and I turned around and it was gone. The reflection, I saw the kid riding a bike in the reflection of the front store glass the other day, but there was no kid. Like, it was only in the reflection. And I'm like looking all over, and it's just hard to believe it when it happens. And I think a lot of people, you know, like your mom, they don't want to look at stuff because it just freaks them out, you know. But I'm like, what the heck was it? I'm trying to figure it out. It's exciting to me, you know. But even as exciting as it is, and how I don't really have any fear attached to it, I still can't hardly believe it, you know. And then I just, man, should I even say anything? Because I can't hardly believe this myself, and I experienced it. So, you know, I think actually sometimes it's easier for other people to believe experiences if they know that they happen than the person it happens to, you know. Oh, my phone just automatically started talking to me. That's creepy. My phone just said, I didn't understand that. You know, it's just sitting on, it's just sitting next to me. That's weird. Okay.
My phone does that. That's probably a sign right there.
Right.
I didn't say anything.
So are you going to the get-together in St. Louis, or?
Yes. They're actually meeting at the shop that I read out of.
Oh, okay. That's your shop. Okay, that's awesome. It's like in Pacific. It's just outside of, was it like 30 minutes outside of Metro St. Louis or something?
In High Ridge.
High Ridge.
Yeah.
It's off 44, right? Or is that 55?
Yeah, she's moving. That's I think it's 30. I haven't been there yet, but she's moving in November 1st.
Oh, okay. Wow.
She was in Kimsick. Yeah. Yeah, brand new.
Well, that's exciting. Yeah, I tried to figure out the driving, and I couldn't, even if I left the conference that night after I spoke, I still couldn't get there if I drove straight through. So I'll have to sit this one out. But I'll probably check in on Hangouts or something and say hi to you guys since you'll be there. I know Frank's going to be there, and of course Cade and Dustin, and I think a number of other people are. I think actually, I think. Did she say she's coming? I think Pork Chop Gang had to back out. Terry, is she still coming, or did she back out? I think she might have backed out. We'll see what happens. All right, awesome. Great. Well,
I'm excited. I can't wait till they come.
Yeah, and matter of fact, you just reminded me of this whole get-together thing. They were having the North Carolina get-together, and they got rained out. So there's still time if you are interested in a get-together. I think they're aiming for, I think they said the 3rd, November 3rd. So if you're listening to this and you're close to North Carolina, you want to go visit this mountain vortex. If you're within a day's drive or, you know, a few hours drive and you want to go there for a few hours and meet some other people, email me with North Carolina or just let me know, and I will forward you to the appropriate people, because I love these little get-togethers that people are doing, because I love that people are getting together in their area and meeting and stuff, so that's beautiful. And St. Louis is my hometown. I didn't know if you knew that. That's where I was born at Missouri Baptist.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah,
I got a lot of
I've been
there.
listening for, it's been about a year. July was a year, yeah.
Wow.
That I've been listening.
Well, awesome. I'm glad you finally called in, Jody.
Me too. Still a little nervous though.
Don't be a stranger. You can do it. You're always in good company.
Okay.
All right. Lots of love and light to you.
Thanks. You too. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Your calls, your stories, on air. You're listening to the Love Stream.
Sharing the love and spreading the light all around the world. This is Unbiased and On the Fence.
Indeed it is. All right. So, yeah, that North Carolina get-together, I wish I could pull that email up. There's a vortex that they're meeting at there. Sounds awesome, but unfortunately I don't have the mountain name right. I don't know if Pira or Colleen is in the chat. Maybe they can say where it is, or anyone else. But we don't have much going on out east, guys. We need more east coast, or east side of the United States anyway, get-togethers. And I'd love for you guys over in Europe to start getting together. Of course, you guys most of you are sleeping. Well, I know a lot of light workers are night owls, so maybe you are tuned in. All right, let's see what's going on here. Make sure you guys go to the website, uotf.net. And you can go into the forum. Once you sign up, you can just log in there. It's a private forum. And there's already people that's posting locations. Not a lot out east, but check in there because there's already people saying where they live and trying to organize some get-togethers. So please do at least get on the website if you're wanting to be a part of maybe organizing or going to a get-together in your area. That's a great place to connect in a private area where you don't have to worry about everyone, crashing your party or whatever. So you can get on there, find people that's close by, and maybe find a central hub for all of you guys to meet. I don't know. There's so many of you guys spread all over the place, and it just helps to have somebody, in real life to talk to meet. I know a lot of people didn't make it to the Tulsa get-togethers or down in Austin for New Year's, and of course ECETI. Not everybody could make it so far up into the top left corner of the United States. It's a pretty long drive. So a lot of viewers in Canada. Of course, it's getting cold now. Just across the Midwest. There's a lot of, you guys are, I think it's on purpose, we're just scattered all about, but up in Michigan area. So there's a lot of little places that might make for a great get-together. So I do want to encourage you to go to the website and sign up. You just sign in under the logo on the website. It's super easy. You just put in your email address, get a confirmation email. It might go to your spam folder, so you might have to look out for that. But you just click that, and then you can get into the forum, and then you can post your area that you're wanting to have a get-together. And it really is that easy. And you can share your symptoms, Mandela effects. There's so much you can do on there in more of a private forum. Let's see, anyone in New York State? We do have some viewers up in New York. Yeah, definitely. Okay. No, I don't see any callers right now, Jill. The call queue is completely empty. Not sure what's going on there. Some people have come and left. I don't know if... Maybe you didn't enter the show ID properly. There is 2 sevens. Sometimes people miss that middle 7. There's 7 digits total. So 1477973. Anyone else getting ringing in their ears? Are we shifting? We're always shifting, aren't we? Yeah, you can skip the PIN number part and just put in the show ID. Nobody's come or gone though. Let's see if I can show this. Okay, it doesn't show the whole number, but here's my empty call queue here. I'm all here by my lonesome, waiting for somebody to jump in the call. I don't know if any of these numbers look like yours, but nobody's been in here for a while. Sorry, the music's too loud, isn't it? I'm glad you confirmed that, Karen. Yeah, I got a really loud ringing in my ears just then. And we didn't shift at the beginning of the show. Oh, here we go. I think we got somebody now. No. Oh, actually, did it disconnect and come back? I might have some issues going on here. I don't know. It said recording started like somebody hopped in, but I don't see anybody. Yeah, you probably will be buzzing for a while, Michelle, after a session. Actually, you want to make sure you stay hydrated, drink lots of water. A lot of times you can get dehydrated. Especially when you go as deep as you said you went. That's deep. Are you in the States, Jill? Are you calling in from the United States or from another country? Maybe there's an issue with the phone numbers. I did click them all, so. Let me put these up. Not sure if you're calling from the United States or not, but here are the international numbers. But always keep in mind you can go to talkshoe.com/show/love stream. You might actually be able to join from your phone too. I'm not sure. If you have a smartphone, just go to the website. Not really sure. Oh, okay. Albuquerque. Yeah, the main line in purple on the screen should work. Not sure why it doesn't. I know Nicola's had problems before. She's actually been able to call in on, she's in Australia, but she was able to call in, and it looked like she was calling from Ohio. I'm like, I don't know how you did it, but you made it through. But it didn't work other times, so. I just have to deal with what I can deal with. This is free, and it does the job pretty good anyway. I don't know. I always think it does. I don't know how many people have tried to call in, like, he's just not answering my calls, but I don't ever not answer anything. Now, are you in the call right now? Did you call back, Michelle? Nobody's in here with me still. Yeah, when I pull it up here, you can see it's just empty. Maybe I should end this and see if I could pause it or something. Huh. Let me see if I can end this and start it again. We'll see what happens. See if I can just exit it and jump back in. 444 views. Oh, there you guys are. Okay, that did the trick. Let me see here. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. 406, let me turn the wing makers down. And then I will, let's see, we'll go to 406. 406, you are unmuted. Who am I talking to? Alyssa?
This is Alyssa from Montana.
Alyssa from Montana. Well, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Let me see. Can you
Sorry
spell
you're
your name for me?
difficulties.
So I get it right on the screen?
It's E-L-I-S-A.
Okay. That's easy. All right. So welcome.
I think it might be a welcome back. This is probably the third time I've called you.
Right. I don't think I got your name spelled right the last time, did I? I had 2 S's in it, right?
So that's right. Yeah.
Okay. I remember you then. I apologize.
Well, it
I got
sounds
it
like
right.
you're having some difficulties. So.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just hopped out, hopped back in, and it's working now. So it was lying to me.
Yeah, maybe something wasn't connected right.
Who knows? And, I don't know. Most of the people in our little group will know that it's, I don't know, Mercury's in retrograde or something. So they always have reasons that electronics mess up. I don't follow that stuff good enough to know, but at least you're here now.
I don't know either. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so let's see, Alyssa, you had to pull over before and talk, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Every
I
time I
remember.
talk to you, I have to go very suddenly because it's what it is. That's okay.
So how's things been going up there in Montana?
We've been experiencing some super great weather, but we're supposed to get hit with some super not so great weather today at some point. So we're expecting lots and lots of snow all of a sudden out of the blue. So the winds are howling with the winds of change.
Right.
Or this. Been good. Definitely still seeing all kinds of paranormal stuff and experiencing high energy levels, and it's fascinating to watch everything unravel, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So what's been what kind of experiences have you been having since the last time we spoke?
Well, let me ask you, have you ever seen purple fire? Like, that wasn't chemically enhanced, just fire that's purple?
I don't believe I have, no.
Right, well, I never had before, as far as I knew, until last week. And my kid was looking out the window, it was dark out, we were driving, heading back home on the commute, and he's like, Mama, that's some purple fire over there. Have you ever seen purple fire before? And so I looked over, and by golly, if it wasn't just the most incredibly violet-colored fire I've ever seen, ever. Well, I've never seen purple fire before, but it wasn't blue, or it was just pure purple. And remained so for the entire time that we were driving by it. It was absolutely fascinating. And
Was it in a field or something?
No, it was a refinery. We lived in Montana, and there's all these lovely oil refineries along the river there. Yeah, but anyways, we drive past those all the time, and you've never seen anything like this giant, crazy flame going up into the sky, and it was bright purple. It was so purple, it was weird. But there was that, and I've had the fun pleasure of having all kinds of fascinating dreams where stuff's just playing out over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that there's a lot going on in my energetic field in the upper part of it. Lots and lots of tingling on the top of my head. And it's fascinating. It's almost like there's something like the skin is like really dry or itchy or something, but then you can kind of feel it's more electric than that. And that's not what's going on. It's not the dry skin or anything. It just comes and goes, and that's
I've
going
gotten
on.
that too. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I had a dream about it. That part of I think that's the upper chakra. I mean, I'm not really someone that studies that in depth, but it's enough that I kind of know that it's the upper area of that chakra system. And I had this dream maybe 6 months ago. Anyways, I was being chased by these really bad people, and they were out to get me. And I just kept evading them and getting away, and like it was almost like a game, and I just kept moving up and up and up through these levels, and they just kept coming after me. And we came to this almost like a doctor's office, and they had a scanning device. And,
Like a handheld device or like a MRI?
No, it was more like an MRI machine.
Mm-hmm.
And they scanned me, and these really super bad folks were like hanging back, not coming towards it, just kind of hanging back, watching that. And the lady finished her little scan, and she said, "Well, all right, well that's all right." And I said, "Well, what is this? What does that mean?" And she's like, "Well, you have your 11th crown chakra. And I said, well, what does that mean? She goes, well, it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. But then I was good to go, and I didn't really have to deal with, like, these creepy, not so good folks trying to end my existence.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah.
Has that been
a
recurring dream, though?
No, that was just the one time.
Oh, okay.
That was the one timer. Yeah, but it's back out. So the recurring dreams I have a lot to do with rainbows. I mean, there's just a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Think symbolic of the Rainbow Bridge?
Well, yeah, I mean, literally, the Rainbow Bridge literally is popping up a lot. I had a dream that I was on a public transportation bus, and I don't take those. But it was going up a hillside, up above a town, towards the top of a hill, and I was on that bus. And I sensed there was, like, something not right. I looked out the window, there were big cataclysmic things happening. Can't really say what, but there were explosions, and it seemed pretty scary to a lot of folks. And the bus just kept going up the hill, and then we got to the top of the hill, and it was really nice out. We all got out of the bus, and I looked out over this town, and nothing was really wrong. It was totally great. And there were, you know what, the St. Louis Arch, that arch, because it has like a square cylinder look to it.
Mm-hmm.
There were different colors of those all over, stretching across the city. Like, there was a red one, and there was an orange one, and there was a yellow one, and a green one, and a blue one, and a purple one, and maybe a couple others. But it was like the rainbow had been disassembled into these three-dimensional structures, and they were just arching over that city. But they were not. They were lit up from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So I really got the impression they were almost like holographic. And that really stuck with me. And then I was chatting with some folks, and these gals and I, we stood in a circle together and held hands and kind of harnessed a really good feeling amongst ourselves and shared it. And I just walked away smiling. And I keep having dreams like that quite a bit, similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
There's always rainbows and good things going on in those dreams.
That's really interesting. And of course, we have the Mandela effects where we got rainbow mountains, rainbow trees, rainbow rivers. So that doesn't surprise me. That's kind of right along with what we're seeing play out in reality.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of rainbow influence, I think, in our world.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? And my kid's calling himself a rainbow person, rainbow child. That's what he called himself.
Wow.
So then, one of his teachers at school is like, what does that mean? Is that something you came up with? And I'm like, no. No, that's just my kid. He's like, my ancestors are from the entire earth, so I'm a rainbow child. Like, all right, let's do that. That's super. I'm not gonna argue. Yeah. But yeah.
Exciting time. So the kids are awake and aware, huh?
He's so aware. It's kind of hilarious. He just knows stuff that you don't even know where they're coming up with it. It's just remarkable, some of the things that he says. So I meditate a lot. He sees that. He doesn't seem to care either way. It doesn't seem to matter to him that I do that. I'm not trying to get him to do it with me or whatever, but so says to me one night, you know, Mama, your meditation is going really good. But I think if you would blindfold yourself while you do it, you can get yourself to be more in tune with the earth. And if you can get more in tune with the earth, then you'll be more in tune with the animals. And if you can do that, I think it would be good for you. Just kind of like really simple.
That's awesome.
Not, just not, no fancy, nothing. Just, he's like, you should probably do that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's funny because I've had to do that in BQH sessions with people to have them put on a, either put like a wash rag across their eyes or something to knock out the light, and it helps them so much. For some people, it helps a lot if they can't get a dark room. So, yeah, that's interesting that he came up with that all by himself.
Yeah,
though. That's
totally
wild.
random. Totally random. Yeah, and then I'm like, that's really interesting. Where did you come up with that? And then he's like, so I have this Stormtrooper Lego I'm working on, and then it's just gone. Like for him, there's nothing more to it than that. Like I wanna know more, and he's like, that's it. That's the whole thing. So, and then there's this audio stuff that's going on. Last night, something happened last night, and I think it was probably around 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, roughly. And this has been happening. There was this like pressure changes or whatever's going on. I can hear an energetic change, and it's really hard to describe it because of what it doesn't really sound like anything. But I know that I'm experiencing it with my ears, and it's almost like there's just a change in something. It's like a little shift, and I can hear it, but I'm not really hearing it.
I know exactly what you mean. It's hard to explain it, but I know exactly what you mean because I've experienced it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like an absence of something or an opening up of something. That's what, I don't know how, maybe you know what I'm talking about. Well, last night, at that about time, there was it's not sharp like as in sound-wise, but it was like very profoundly different in like a moment. And there's a lot more pink in the air today. A whole lot more pink in the air today. So I don't know what that's all about, but and it happens once in a while where I just know something totally shifted and the light will change too, and I'm like, boom, I'm right there with that. I'm tracking that, but I don't know how or what it is.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
Yeah, but it's definitely happening, and it's like a new sense or something, because it's not really hearing with my ears. I'm just interpreting it that way. I almost wonder, like, when people who can't hear get that surgery, and then they have to, like, acclimate themselves to the experience of hearing, and they don't really experience it as hearing at first. They experience it as, like, pressure. You know what I'm talking about? When someone gets their ears fixed, and then they can hear, but they don't really know that's happening. Right. They have no idea what's going on. Yeah. That's kind of what I think. I mean, for me, it's like this new sensory experience, but I don't know where. I don't have a box to put it in.
Right.
So
it's probably like clairaudience, right?
I have no idea. Because I'm not connecting it to anything other than these energetic changes, and obviously the light is shifting for me too, so I can say, it seems to correlate to hearing in a way, even though I can't peg that down, but I can peg down the light shifts, and they seem to be happening in sync with each other. And then when I think about that, how that feels like maybe some kind of pressure change or something, but it's not.
Right. Well, the reason I said that is because a lot of the people who experienced at ESETI where they would see Bigfoot didn't see them like you would imagine seeing them. They saw them like in their mind's eye, but it was very interactive and very strong and very real. And that's exactly how when I see orbs, or when I was describing seeing that ship in the sky the other day, that was sort of this oval shape, and like I was looking the whole time, but it wasn't there the whole time. It would just fade in and out. So I think they're, the closest thing we have to connect it to is sight or sound. So I think maybe it is. It's, our third eye opening, or third ear. What do they call the clairaudience? Third ear. I don't know.
They do. They call it clairaudience.
Right.
But, yeah. Yeah.
Exciting times. I'm so glad we have each other to compare notes, as these things are happening.
Oh, yeah. It's profoundly helpful.
Yeah.
When you just, and when you don't have any idea what's going on, and the world is pretty crazy right now, so it's like very grounding to have that someone to coalesce with on it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Well, awesome, Alyssa. Actually, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Finish what you were saying. There's a little bit of a delay.
Oh, well, that's because I'm driving again through Montana when I have free time. There's the hots and the colds, and I'll tell you what, like, I'm comfortable at 71 degrees. That's kind of my zone, but I've noticed I've been cold at that temperature, and I need it to be hotter, like dramatically hotter. And I've been, I mean, this summer, I'd be in my car, it'd be like 85 degrees out, and I wouldn't be turning on the AC because I was comfortable driving around in my car at 85 degrees. And I thought, well, okay, but now that it's getting colder and my heat's coming on and it's set, at this temperature, I've been living at that temperature for a long time, I'm not comfortable. And I'm wearing more clothing, and I don't want to wear all the extra clothing because that's not how I would prefer to be wearing less. So I'm just needing that higher temperature to feel comfortable. And that's starting to stand out to me because it's been so consistent for about all the way through the summer and now. So that's a change as well.
Yeah, we've been,
for sure.
Some of us have been experiencing the hot and the cold flashes. I've been getting a lot of that. And then what you were just saying, I noticed it was 76 degrees in the house the other day, and normally I would have been really hot, but I only noticed it when it hit 76, and normally I would have been on it at 74 and been like, why is it getting so hot in here? But with it getting cold at night and hot in the daytime, we've been having to go back and forth, so we'll forget to flip it back to air or flip it to heat or whatever, and we'll notice it when it starts to get hot or cold, and then, but I didn't notice it until it was way beyond where I normally notice it. So I've been noticing some weird temperature things too, and I was almost tying that to the whole clairsentience thing, I don't know, ramping up or whatever. I don't know. I just try to pay attention to it, share with you guys, see if you guys are experiencing stuff like that, and to know if I'm getting a flu bug from one of the kids or if I'm actually experiencing something.
No. No, I don't think you are getting a flu bug. But it is interesting to be so much more comfortable in such higher levels of heat. Like, I live in Montana, and I'm like, boy, this winter's going to be rough. I don't want to be cold. I just don't want to be at all. Not interested.
What's beautiful in Montana, I don't think we had anybody that filled out we did a map a while back, like locations of people that were experiencing the Mandela effect. I don't think there was anybody in Montana, so there's not a lot of people there, period, is there?
There's just about 1 million people, and I think it's the 4th biggest state in the United States. So, no, there's not a lot of people, but I like to test it out on people because I'm experiencing the Mandela effect for sure. So I'll just ask people, just random questions about like Star Wars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do that, I get most of the time I get the response that I'm looking for, and I'm not gonna lie, I want them to be like to have that differentiation. And most of the time I do, and then you get that pause, and it's like, oh wait a minute, well I'm not sure. And it's just so funny to watch that play out in real time. When like with Jif peanut butter, Jiffy peanut butter. I mean, that's just, I know that it was always, they say on the ad, with a name like Jiffy, it has to be good. So you know that that's the name of the peanut butter, or that it was at some point, because, that's just what they called it. In their catchphrase, that's what it was called.
Right. It's kind of like the way they used to spell Oscar Mayer in the commercial.
Yeah.
But I've heard other people say, I remember choosy moms choose Jif is what the people that don't think it's changed say. But I guess that was newer or something. I don't know, because I remember that too. A lot of these I have dual memories of.
I remember the choosy moms choose Jif as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, there are people experiencing it here.
Mm-hmm. They're
just not aware of that. I don't know how many people are awake in Montana. I think I know a couple of people that are, and maybe don't want to discuss what they're going through and whatnot. But I do not have a peer group here at all. There is nobody here in my life that I can actually have a conversation with about this. But that's the thing, though. There might very well be many people around me that are thinking the same thing I'm thinking, and thinking that if I say this out loud, they'll think I'm crazy. Which is kind of what I'm thinking. Like that, the only reason I'm willing to have this conversation with you so openly is because I already know that you're there. I don't know, maybe it would be good to establish some kind of a social media feeler and see what happens in this area. I would love to have someone to talk to about it that wouldn't look at me and go blank and believe that I was in need of medication as soon as possible. Yeah.
So we need to, is there anyone in Montana, in the Montana area? Maybe we'll put the word out there. That might be one for the forum, because I think it's probably going to be a while before more Montanans come along. But we got you. That's a good start. And you still got your rainbow children, thank goodness, right? So
I got my rainbow. Well, my rainbow kid. My one rainbow kid. Well, I guess his sister also feels very rainbowy. They have their unicorn song about rainbows and unicorns that drives me crazy. They love it very, very much. And they buy each other presents pertaining exclusively to unicorns and rainbows. Yeah, there's something going on there with that. And they are rainbow children. Like, and I don't really like to talk about racism because I don't feel like that's a healthy state of mind for people to categorize themselves, divide from other people, and so whatever. But it totally encourages. But they technically kind of have it all going on, and it's kind of neat. That is so true, and I don't know how my son knows that, but he seems to know. He definitely has ancestry from probably most areas of the world going on. We did the DNA testing on his older sister, and that's definitely true. So, pretty
Very
cool.
interesting.
But
Yeah, it's
they're
exciting
pretty
times.
much yeah, golden skin, and yeah, their little golden skins is so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Like an undefinable hue of gold. Yeah.
Awesome.
They're pretty cute. I love them a lot. Yep.
All right. Well, I've got to get one more caller in before I run out of time
You
here.
do. You need to do that. So.
I know. I
But
appreciate
thanks
you
for
calling
taking
in.
me on again.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, did you get? Oh, you did get that song that I sent you, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. I didn't connect the two. Yeah, I didn't connect that
Get
was
it.
you.
Okay. I thought you did, and I'm glad you got it.
Wait, it was music you created, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've got it then. Yeah, that was beautiful. I responded to you, right?
I thought you did, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I had
Okay.
you on the phone, and
I just have a lot of people send me things, so I thought it was you, but I wasn't absolutely sure. So, but I did respond to the person it was because it was beautiful. It was, I believe the person said if it was you that you had a lot of things wrote, but that was really the only one that you had recorded like that yet, or something. Is that right? Or no?
No.
Okay, so no, I didn't get yours then. So please email it again.
All right. Well, you need to check your email and type in "Just Be." That should be the name of the attachment because that's the name of the song, and that's the messaging a lot of people are getting right now. But I wrote that song in 2006, which was quite a while ago. So
Okay, you said
interesting how
just
that song
C,
came out.
like JUSTSEE?
No, like just B. Just B.
One more time?
B. Like just B. Like just B.
Okay.
Like the word B. B-E.
Okay, I got you.
Just
No,
B.
it's not coming
Because
up.
Wow.
That
That's
sounds
crazy.
familiar though. Just be. That sounds familiar. It's not coming up here. No, I don't think I got it. Although that title sounds familiar. You didn't send it like on Facebook or anything, did you?
I'm sure it's been around. But
Oh, here it is. I found it.
you did. Oh, good. So the story behind that song is it's just awesome. I know you gotta go, but it's kind of a good little moment. If you have a second.
Okay, I'm going to respond to this
all
because I
about
see the
that.
email, but there's no attachment or link or anything in there. So I'm going to put no link in reply to you. So I don't know how I missed it anyway. I should have said I didn't get it the first time, but I just replied to it, and if you can attach it or whatever, then I'll get it.
I will attempt to do it again.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I was
But
probably
I would
half
be hard
asleep and
to say that I wrote that song. Just I wouldn't say that I wrote that song because that's one of those songs I wrote it in like 10 minutes after I was asleep in the grass, and I woke up and it just like exploded out of me, and it was done. And
okay, yeah, that's awesome. So it's just like you channeled it almost.
whatsoever. It's like 100%.
Right,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So,
Yeah,
and
I'd love to
then,
hear it.
Like, here we are all these years later, and everybody's getting that. Just be, like, you're here to be here kind of messaging. To, like, be here, be in the moment, be present. And it's just great. I love that message, and so I sent you that song, and I was hoping you had got it. So.
No, you know
you
what's
have a
funny
good
though?
night,
I had a video that I put out a while back that was like, that was, I think the title might even been Just Be, but that's the message I got. You know, we're so busy doing everything. Yeah, to just be. So yeah, I got that message. So I didn't get it from you, but I've gotten it before, so it's a confirmation. But I still want to hear it, so please do forward it along.
But,
to
yeah,
me.
that's why I sent it to you. You said you'd gotten that message, and I was just like, whoa, light bulb. Like, okay, I'm going to send him this song because that's just absolutely pertaining to the energy that's happening right now. It's all about honing in that now moment into the timelessness of that. And I'm 100% down with that. It's hard to do when you have to pay bills and, the distractions are plentiful, but it's a really good practice. Anyways, well,
Absolutely.
You have a good night.
Okay, you too. Thank you so much, Alyssa. Bye. Have a good one.
Yeah, no worries. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. 719. You are live. Who am I talking to?
Hi, this is Jill.
Jill, you made it
Can you hear
through.
me?
Awesome. Yeah, I can hear you great.
Yes, I did. Thanks. Well, I just have 3 points to make, or one question first. Okay, so I was listening the other night and only get to listen sporadically because I'm so busy.
Mm-hmm.
So are you and Elaine doing the Mandela Effect book, or is that the other lady that I was listening to? Are you promoting that book?
I should have. Yeah, I guess that was kind of confusing. So Eileen and I, and along with Vanessa VA and Paulo from the Spirit Walker channel, we all have our book called Mandela Effect, Friend or Foe. But my guest on Wednesday, Lauren Connell Pavelka, has her own book called Mandela Effect or Mandela Miracle. So, and they both, if you type in Mandela Effect into Amazon, they both come up right there sort of together. So yeah, we both have our books. Hers is talks about the Mandela Effect, but it's more about her testimony of the health issues she went through and how she sort of connected the Mandela Effect, kind of came into her awareness at that same time as the sickness. So there was, and she's not the only one. Other people have sort of got diagnosed with all sorts of autoimmune and other things like that. So her book is very important as far as getting the word out about, how health and sort of these mystery illnesses that the doctors don't understand could tie into the Mandela Effect. So if anyone is having any kind of strange symptoms or unsolved mysteries related to your health with lots of testing and things like that, I think her book is really great to look at to see how it compares. And I'm actually going to be getting with her at the conference and discussing that a little bit more, because someone even just left a comment under her video from the other day talking about having some of those symptoms too. So it is something going around, and they think we might all have it, and maybe we're not showing the symptoms of it. So it's definitely worth looking at. And but with our book, it's got 4 parts. Each of us has a part in the book, Mandela Effect, Friend or Foe, and we really tried to make it super comprehensive. There's science in it, there's our experiences, there's many Mandela Effect examples, there's even some artwork in it. And you can actually go to Amazon and read some of it for free. You can just go and hit look inside at the top of the thumbnail and read it and decide if you want to download it or have it shipped to you.
Well, actually, last Thanksgiving, I had my kids here, and I brought up the Mandela Effect, and they were so fascinated by it. So I'm going to purchase one for each of my children for Christmas this year.
Awesome.
So I would probably go more with y'all's book, only because it's not into they don't need all the medical stuff right now. But yes, I've had so many experiences with Mandela Effect. Of course, obviously the Lion and the Lamb and the Wolf really caught my attention.
Oh yeah.
And it also caught their attention, especially because they were raised with the Bible. We were all raised Christian. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that one's huge. That was the first one that woke me up, and then I saw The Thinker not long after that, and I'm so glad I had those two together, because I knew The Lion and the Lamb. But even without The Thinker, I think over time I might have been like, am I sure about The Lion and the Lamb? Just because it's, you just second guess yourself, and that cognitive dissonance sets in, and you think, do you think the impossible happened over your brain making a memory mistake, you know, and it's hard to get over that. But with me, with the thinker, it wasn't a memory thing. I just looked at it every day, and it was like I always say, it's like if my eye color changed. It's not like I forgot my eye color, you know. It was just different. So that was huge, having that visual change with the thinker for me.
Well, yeah, because we had to memorize Bible verses, and I'm sure you did as well. And so I'm like, wait a minute, you never said that before.
Yeah.
But, okay, so I'm glad to clarify that. I will check on Amazon for your book. Anyway.
There's actually a link below the videos, too, you can click through.
Oh, okay. That'll be nice. It's like, wait a minute. Because the other night I caught part of that show, and I wish I could be on more often. But what was the other point I was going to bring up? Well, I wanted to bring up a synchronicity real quick. So a friend of mine she lives here in Albuquerque, but her and her brother own a cabin in Chama. And so I went, she invited me up there, we went. And I walked into the cabin, and the first thing I see on the coffee table is a book about the Pleiadians. Like, wow. Then I go in the bedroom, and there's another book, and she had the Course in Miracles. She had a Way of Mastery, which both I've studied. That's where I started, was with A Course in Miracles. But it was just like, wow, I was really meant to be there. And then all the crystals, because I'm really into crystals. So I thought that was kind of neat. I just wanted to mention that. But my main question was on that book. So I appreciate it. I know it's late and everybody's probably ready to go crash. And I'm glad I finally got through.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm sorry I should have checked it better. I had no idea my end was malfunctioning. And I didn't know if I could end it and bring it back like I did, but it wasn't really that difficult at all. So now I know I should probably do that every now and then to make sure people aren't sitting there waiting. So I apologize if anyone's ever called in and you thought I ignored you. I promise I didn't. It just
No, I knew you
weren't
weren't ignoring us. I figured something was up, and I appreciate you taking my call. And everybody,
Awesome.
Good luck. Oh, I did want to make it to ECETI, but I'd already planned a trip somewhere else, so I wasn't there. But anything close to Sedona, Albuquerque, that area, let me know, and I'll be happy to come meet everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we have a few people in Albuquerque. That would be a good place for a meetup.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of activity.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Jill.
All righty, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Awesome. So I guess, let's see. That's super. Jill got through, and I learned about some technical difficulties that I will look out for in the future. Of course, I will be back tomorrow. Let me look and see. Is there anything? Why my schedule's been so packed lately. Okay. Nothing until Eileen tomorrow night, publicly anyway. So we will be back for the Power of 8 at 8 tomorrow night. And then Monday we have a doubleheader, afternoon show, and our normal Monday paranormal frequencies. So be looking out for that. Lots of shows. And I guess that's it for this one, you guys. Lots of love and light. Thank you guys so much for being here and being part of the group, sharing the love, spreading the light all around the world. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.
If you'd like to support the work I do, go to paypal.me/UOTF. Thanks.